I put a flux capacitor for sale on Craigslist. If you don't know what one is, it's from the Back to the Future movies, and you can use it to go back and forth in time. It's a time machine.
Flux Capacitor.
I discovered I had an extra one after a f*** up in the space-time continuum that now means that I have two over everything. This took a while, but eventually a guy replied. A guy called Joe Lawson sent me an email. So, I can use this to go back to the future, right? Question mark, smiley face. I said, you certainly can, Joe. But crucially, I now had Joe's email address, which is probably not a strong position for him to be in. So what I then did, because it was a flux capacitor, it was a time travel machine.
This is what makes time travel possible.
I then went to gmail.com and I made another email address for future Joe Lawson. You can see where this is going. I then sent Joe an email from himself, from the future. Dear Joe Lawson, it is I, future Joe Lawson. I've come to warn you. Do not buy the flux capacitor. I repeat, do not buy the flux capacitor. Trust me on this, it's a bad idea. Yours sincerely, future Joe. That's not great news, so I wanted to give him like a stock tip. So I said, P.S., invest in, so there was that. Who is this? I mean, it's you, Joe. 30 years from now, it's mostly the same. Except now, you're big into hummus. I remember when, I used to enjoy those heady days of abreves. Ha ha, okay, you're the guy from Craigslist. Good one, but you've gone too far. I resented that slightly because I didn't think I had gone too far.
From this point in time, it will be the future of this reality.
So what I then did was I made another email address, this time for future Joe Lawson. I then sent Joe an email from future Joe Lawson, copying in future Joe Lawson. It was sort of around, it was like I am future Joe Lawson. I am from a future far beyond future Joe's. Just want to chime in and say, you can actually safely purchase a flux capacitor. It all works out in the end. P.S. Still good. But future Joe Lawson was not happy, with good reason. He replied to it all. Why should Joe Lawson and I, future Joe Lawson, trust you? But obviously future Joe Lawson he's very angry. You are not future Joe Lawson. You are both past Joe Lawson. Okay, stop emailing me, please. Joseph, this probably isn't super helpful to point out, but you did just tell yourself to. I mean, technically, if you think about it, so there's that. Joe, I've had an idea. I'm going to use the flux capacitor to go forward in time and work out whether future Joe can be trusted. I'm at work. I did it, Joe. I've gone further into the future, but I can't see future Joe Lawson anywhere. I just realized something. I actually can't, please stop. I am future Joe Lawson. It's a bit of a head fuck, but there you go. I'm blocking you. And he did block those two email addresses, but he didn't block the first one that I'd used, so then I sent him an email from that one. Flux capacitor sold. Can I interest you in some hummus? People often ask me, James, why don't you do a Kickstarter? To that I say, yes, I'm doing one, and I'd love you to be a part of it. By being a part, I mean pledge money. It's a comedy special that should be out later on this year, but I'm putting the word comedy in quotations and also probably the word special as well. Let's call it a movie film. James Veitch's movie film. So there's a link here. Oh, and I'm putting it on VHS. Oh yeah, if you're in the US, these are PAL tapes, and the US is NTSC, so you're gonna have an even harder time playing them. I mean, that makes it at least 4 or 5% cooler still. What the hell is a gigawatt?